So let's do a quick Halloween icebreaker since Halloween is coming up. What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Favorite Halloween movie? The Night Before Christmas, probably.
Okay, what if you could be a villain in any horror movie? Which movie?
Probably Freddy or Jason.
Okay.
Or Hellraiser.
Or Hellraiser?
Either one.
Is that the guy on the motorcycle?
Spikes coming out of his face.
Oof. You lost me on that one.
Righteous.
Okay, you're trick-or-treating. Whose house are you going to skip? Donald Trump, Stacey Dash, or Black China?
Oh, skip? I mean, why would I skip Black China's? No, she probably got banging candy. You know, she probably got the big, like, you know what I'm saying, like the king size.
Luxurious type of. Yeah.
You're gonna get mad candy. I'm gonna go with Donald Trump. Yeah,
okay. What's your favorite?
We might egg that house.
What's your favorite meme?
Favorite meme? That ass though. That one.
That ass.
That ass.
That
yeah.
ass.
Any meme that says that ass. Yeah.
Okay, this is my last one. Are you gonna dress up for Halloween?
You know, we kind of already did. We went to this this party in LA, and I dressed up as Captain Black Sparrow, and Nas dressed up as Betty Boop.
What?
Booty Boop.
How was the party?
It was dope. The fire marshal shut it down though, so
that means the party was lit.
We had a party bus on the way there and back though, so it didn't make any difference. Yeah.
So the pregame and the after party?
I'm all about, as we already talked about this.
So what's a pregame like with Miguel?
I mean, it's always pregame at the crib, you know, tequila shots, Tom and Leo. It's always good. Lots of music, yeah.
Okay. So it's been with
lots of green.
It's been 2 years since your last album, right?
It's been 2 years, yeah.
What have you been up to in the past 2 years?
I mean, creating actually. I've been writing and recording since then, but a lot of shows as well, touring, and living. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what differences are we gonna see from Wild Heart up to the next album, War and Leisure?
This album is probably more upbeat. I would say Wild Heart was a little more grimy, and it was a lot more like scuzzy. It had like a grit to it. This one is a bit of a mixture between Wild Heart and Kaleidoscope Dream, but still a little more upbeat than both of them.
More upbeat than both?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose the title War and Leisure?
I mean, War and Leisure is probably the best way to describe the influence. I think for me it's just been such a I feel like I have these two opposing energies and I'm being pulled in our directions rather than I'm being pulled in every day. And that's pretty much, you know, we wake up and we all have like our pressures, we all have our you know, the things that are kind of pulling us down, are weighing us down, that we fight to stay positive from, you know. And I think that's what the war in it is all about, is that we are all trying to stay afloat. We're in the middle of all of this mayhem and the chaos, trying to keep a positive outlook and, you know, maintain our happiness and maintain our spirit. And so it's kind of like we're trying to stay really happy in the midst of all of it, but at the same time having to deal with the reality of things. And I think that's kind of like a good way of putting where we are as a race of humans. You know, it's like we're right at the brink of like absolute technological, you know, excellence, and at the same time possibly risking it all, you know, when we look at the political powers and all of that. So all of that kind of goes into the making and the sound and the sonic of this album. So yeah.
Cool. So how do you maintain your spirit?
You know, it's really about, for me, it's about getting away from the things that keep me in my mind, you know. We have like at our fingertips, you know, logic. There's just so much logic. You have a question, you can ask Google. You want to know what's happening, you can go to Instagram. What people are doing, you can go to Instagram. What is relevant, you go to Instagram. There's an answer for everything. And I think the more and more we keep on relying on these things to the point that we start to lose the answers or our own intuition, the easier it is to just become super cerebral and just think things through all the time, as opposed to trusting our gut instinct and going with what feels real for us, you know, or what feels right for us. And so maintaining a positive outlook for me is getting away from that, getting away from those habits and having to check myself from being so tuned in to what's happening you know, in social media, in media, in, you know, science and blah blah blah, and just going what is right, what is my gut instinct says. I think we have so much spiritual, and we have so many answers that are kind of like already built in, that we lose touch with when we kind of lean on or rely on things like, you know, like I said, technology essentially. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the
best
song.
Way to answer the question. I don't know if that's
that
makes sense.
That's the best answer. So let's talk about the song Skywalker with Houston's own Travis Scott, the Star Boy.
Yeah.
So how did that collab come about?
The collaboration just came about because essentially Trav did a feature for me on like a remix of a song called Waves for the last album.
Oh yeah.
And ever since then I was like, man, we have to get a real like first single out and do it proper. And this felt like the right joint. It was something new for me, and I felt like he always ends up surprising me somehow.
How so?
He just always surprises me. Like, he's just, I mean, aside from his natural talent, I think he always, even as relatable as he can make things, there's something creative and just like unique about how he puts things. Like, I'll give you an example. The second line in his verse is, you know, wildin' on my haters. In my 23s having a Jordan moment. It's like, it's the simplest. You understand exactly what he's saying, and it's just, I've never heard that before. And I love hip hop. I love hip hop. I've like grew up on hip hop and love lyricism and love real MCs. And he just, you know, even in his ability to make things accessible, he always comes with creative, unique things to say that are like only he would have thought of that and just made it dope. And he always does it. So he really did grace the song. I appreciate it, man.
Who are some other dope artists that you enjoy working with?
I mean, it's kind of obvious. I pretty much stick to my, you know.
Stick to your guns?
Yeah, exactly. You know, Cole, Kendrick. I got to collaborate with people that I haven't before, though, on this album, so I'm excited about it. You're going to have to stay tuned for that. But yeah, there's a handful, some female artists that I got to collaborate with. That I'm excited about.
Which artist can you tell us?
I can't.
Can I take a guess at SZA because of your?
I mean, you can take as many guesses as you like. I cannot confirm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, why did you call the song Skywalker?
Skywalker is what came out of just the spirit of the song, like getting to the chorus. It just was like, you know.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I'm definitely a Star Wars fan. Okay. But yeah, Cap and the Stem, catch a wave on us, you know. It just was like, all right, we're on a high frequency.
So you skywalk on the haters. How do you deal with your own haters?
Man, I say thank you. And I just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
You know, everything really is about perspective, I think. And I'm one of the first people that'll say that, you know, I've definitely been in a place where I paid way too much attention to the attention, you know, because good and bad attention comes from that. You know what I'm saying? And in this time that we're living in, really attention is the currency. So there's no real difference as long as people are paying attention in the ethos of the music business and in media, because as long as people are paying attention, there's a way to convert that into business. And that's how businesses look at it, you feel me?
Yeah.
But the thing is that if we start to pay too much attention to the positive and the negative, you start to lose track of like what the purpose is. I don't make music because I'm seeking approval, you know. I make music because I want to express myself, you know. And at a certain point, it's easy to get lost in the approval or the hate, you feel me?
Yeah.
But the moment you kind of get back to what it's really about, or for me, when I got back to what it was really about for me, and that was just expressing myself, that was when I was able to look at things with a little bit more of a perspective and go, this is all good, you know, this is good. People are paying attention. You rather have people talking about you. Now, you don't want to, I also believe in putting positive energy out there, and certain people are just going to be negative because that's a habit. You know, it's a habit. It's not even necessarily a choice. It's a habit.
It's a reflection of their own misery.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately. So you can't really judge people for that at all either, you know? I think it's just about being as big of a light as you possibly can and staying positive, and then hopefully the people that are on the same frequency are going to be able to vibrate on that same level, you know? And the rest is not really even for you, you know? They're on that frequency, and you just got to maintain your own. Yeah.
So you're from a Mexican American and African American background, right?
Yep.
So how does that influence your music?
I think just the being of mixed descent really is made me really open to
Different
all
sounds or-
influences. Yeah, just being open minded. I think for a long time it was hard for me to embrace it because I was in the middle of having to choose, or being, I felt like I had to choose somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I had to, what was going to make me more acceptable to my black friends, or, excuse me, to my Latin or Mexican friends.
Mm-hmm. Did you deal with that in
Maybe.
like high school or like?
Oh, definitely.
Like post, just.
I mean, for a long time growing up, and then, even after. I mean, high school isn't the end. You're still growing.
Yeah.
We're always growing. So I think when I, just as a human being, I think even through college years and a little bit.
How'd you deal with
more
it?
recently? I think it's just, for me, it was like a one day, like there was a switch, and I was like, oh, I don't have to. I'm me. I don't have to be more this or more that. I don't have to speak this way when I get in front of these people, and this way when I get in front of these people, or act this way, or dress this way, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna be me.
Do you remember that day? What it was like? What made it click for you?
Man, I think it was just getting tired. You just get tired of like chasing, the chasing. It really is exhausting seeking an outward approval. You're never gonna,
Everybody's never gonna like you. Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna make everybody happy. You can't do that. And when you're chasing an outside energy, you can't even focus the energy that you have inside. You can't even focus your own. You can't own the space that you're in because you're so concerned with out here that you're not even occupying the middle, the center. And I think when I got the feel of that, when I started to understand that, and just really being upset with wasting my time, that's when I was like, okay, I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for me, what's gonna make it better. So I did, essentially. Yeah.
So do you have a date for when the album's gonna drop?
I do.
When's it coming out?
Soon.
Soon? Like Christmas time? Soon?
Soon.
Okay.
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah, but more than anything, I think it's just about, for me, like creating and releasing, and just putting music out. I'll always be a body of work artist, but.
Are you a perfectionist? Like you wait until you feel like everything's right and you'll postpone the project until you're ready to release?
Man, I could tweak forever. Thank goodness I have a good team who are like, all right, so it's time to put some music out, and that's where it's at for me. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
It's my
It was
pleasure.
great to have you. Great
It's
to
a
have you in
pleasure to be here.
H-Town.
Yeah.
It's Miguel on the Madd Hatta Morning Show, you guys, on the Real Sound of H-Town, 97.9 The Box.
Yeah.